What's up everybody out there, this is Aaron here with another deck profile. Now I'd like to show you my Monarch deck that I ran about maybe 12 years ago, when the game was different than it is now, because links were never made, Xseed was never made, Fusion was made, but it was pretty powerful than it possibly is now. Now Monarchs were pretty powerful at the time also. So this was my Monarch deck from, like I said, maybe 12 years ago. Right here, Caius, this was the last Monarch that was made before, when the structure deck came out for using removal, with the Cosmos, Dimensional Fissure, DD Scout Plane, DD Survivor. So, Monarchs. Now, with me, how I played this Monarch deck, a lot of people hated me because what I did with the deck. And I'll show you why. So this was my Monarch deck from back then, and I thought I would show you how it was. So, the three Caiuses I ran. So, Caius, Ryza. Now all the Monarchs are by one tribute. Now these were just the normal Monarchs because the Megas were not made at the time. The Ether, the Erebus, the Domain, the Monarch Storm Forth, none of this was ever made yet. So this was all just back then. So, Ryza, Destalos, Mobius, Saborg, and the Gragmark. Now you can see right here, I played almost every single part of the Monarchs. Like, of course, Caius banishes, Ryza. So yeah, Caius banishes a card, and if you hit a dark monster, your opponent takes 1,000 points of damage. Ryza, you hit a card on the field, it goes back to the top of the deck. Destalos, take a card from your opponent's hand, and if that was a monster of the level would take 100 points of damage. Mobius, pop them, choose 2 cards, Magical Traps, destroy up to 2. Saborg, destroy a monster. Gragmark, 2. A face down, it would be destroyed. Now pretty much you would not use Gragmark, but I ran using all the Monarchs because everything was a 1 tribute. Now okay, there was a couple of combos I did with this deck, and I'll show you in a bit why I ran Grandmark and why it was so good. So yeah, I ran each of the Monarchs. And a lot of people hated me because of this card. Now the other cards I ran that helped me with is the Cyber Dragons. So Cyber Dragon was played at the time. So if you have no monsters but your opponent controls monsters, you can special summon Cyber Dragon. So these were like my tributes for the Monarchs. Gravekeeper Spies. When flipped up, special summon Gravekeeper's monster with 15 attack or less attack from your deck. So that's almost like if it would be flipped by attack, or you flip it up, just special summon another one out. just their comfits. Now, the reason of this is just an automatic special summon. Does not matter if you have monsters also on the field. Just summon it out, tribute. So that's almost like if you went first, you can already play the Stalos. That's a good combo right there already. Just special summon that, play the Stalos, take one card already from your opponent's hand. If you went second, okay, just hopefully they don't have backfield. Or if they do, hopefully it's not something that would affect you. So you would have Mobius or just play any of the other Monarchs. It was just that simple. Level Eater. Okay, when it's in the graveyard, you can target one of your monster's levels and minus it. So Ryza is a level 6. You can level eat Ryza, so Ryza would be a level 5. Special summon this. Now the reason of that is because when you have Ryza already on the field, and you play Level Eater, take out one of the levels, just tribute it again to play another Monarch. So when it came down to your turn again and nothing happened to your Monarchs, you can level eat again to make Ryza level 4, and you can only make it up to a level 4, or you can hit your Caius, tribute another Monarch. That was Level Eater. Plague Spreader. Okay, when Synchros came out, just the simple ones like Red Dragon Archfiend, Black Rose Dragon, Stardust Dragon, when 5Ds came out, Plague Spreader, I only ran one tuner in the deck. Most of the time I would not Synchro, but if I did, I would. But the reason of Plague Spreader, when you have it in the graveyard, you can put one card that you have to the top of the deck, special summon this. And yeah, it was just another extra tribute. Now it's banded, but what I did, of course, the Treeborn Frog. This would help me do all just the tribute instantly. When it's in your graveyard, if you control no magic or traps, you can special summon this and just keep on tributing to play Monarchs. So no backfield, special summon, tribute, Monarch, no magic or traps still, special summon, tribute, Monarch. Now what was allowed is Chaos Sorcerer. No BLS's, no Envoy at the beginning. As it is now, Chaos Sorcerer. Chaos Sorcerer was at 1 at the time, I believe so. Remove a light, remove a dark. So my lights were particularly just Siren Dragons and the Saborg. My darks were the Plague Spreader, Gravekeeper Spies, Level Eater, just a Confident, or Caius. So the effect of Chaos Sorcerer, yeah, remove a light, remove a dark, special summon. You can banish from play one monster in your graveyard, and if you do that effect, it cannot attack, or you can attack. But here's the thing also, even if you special summon this and you did the effect, fine, then tribute, because you haven't even, this was just special summon, you haven't even done your normal summon or tributed summon. So I believe Chaos Sorcerer was at 1 during the time, and I ran 1 Chaos Sorcerer. So we'll go with the magics now. Now, Monarch Storm 4th was not made at the time, but what was that I used was the Soul Exchanges. Soul Exchange. Target one monster your opponent controls, and if you do, tribute summon. So that's almost like you would take over one of their monsters, tribute, play one of your Monarchs, but it cannot attack this turn. But sometimes it didn't really matter because you're just going to do the effects of what the Monarchs did at the time. This came out also at the time, Pot of Dualities. Now, on this turn, Pot of Duality, everyone knows, reveal the top 3 cards, and you're supposed to reveal it to your opponent, choose one of the 3 cards. You cannot special summon, but most of the time with this deck, you don't special summon. So if you had like Monarchs in your hand, but you had Soul Exchange, play your Monarchs. And Pot of Duality was pretty expensive at the time. Foolish Bear, I believe that was out when the Light Swarms came out during the time also. So, that came out. So, Foolish Burial. Mystical Space Typhoon was at 1, I believe, at the time, so only 1. Not like 3 right now you can do. Book of Moon I did. Now, Book of Moon. Select 1 monster on the field, flip it down to defense position. Now, the combo I did with that most of the time was... Okay, Stardust Dragon is... If you were to do if it's targeted, you cannot target it. It had the effect of negating. But when you add Book of Moon and you put it, you can put that face down. And then I had the ways of soul exchanging it, or you special summon and you play Grandmark. Destroy a face down card. When you add Stardust Dragon face down, it could not negate that. Or automatically Suborg, because it's a face down, and then if Suborg were to target, you cannot target Stardust Dragon. But Book of Moon was just like a little combo thing I could do. Just activate it. You put Stardust Dragon face down. Tribute. Play anything else. The Grandmark or the Suborg. Pop it. Was banded, but was played during the time. Pot of Avarice. Select 5 monsters from your graveyard. Add them back to your deck. Then shuffle and then draw 2 cards. Most likely, even if you play so many Monarchs, just get those Monarchs right back. Or if you needed your Chaos Sorcerer back, you needed some special summonings, your helpers, there you go, and then you draw your 2 cards. Okay, trap cards. Mirror Force was at 1 during the time. I believe for some time also they banned Mirror Force. Don't know exactly why. But Mirror Force was at 1 at the time. Compulsory was at... Compulsory was at 1 at the time, I believe so. Bottom of the Strap Hole was at 1. Torrential Tribute was at 1. And last but not least, Ring of Destruction. Now, okay, Ring of Destruction the old way it was, not the new way. You can activate this on your opponent's turn, and you can hit one of your opponent's monsters. Now, you would take the damage plus your opponent, but sometimes you had your ways of winning the game. Ring of Destruction. It was so broken at the time. Now it's only you can only hit your own monster now. Ring of Destruction. Not as powerful as it was before, but I ran Ring of Destruction. So not that many traps I ran, but I had ways of you had your ways of winning the game. So that is what the deck was. Now again, I'll show you the combos, little combos that happen. Cyber Dragon, Book of Moon, Caius, Pot of Duality, Soul Exchange. your 5 cards. You draw Foolish Burial. So let's say this was, oh, and at the time also, there was not the, it was still, you can just draw your 6 cards. Not like the rule right now when you can just, when it's your first turn, you only have the 5 cards. No, back then, it was, you can draw into your 6th card. So, your 6 cards. So, no link plays, no nothing at the time. So your combos you could have done, you can go Foolish Burial. You want to throw away your Treeborn Frog in the graveyard. That's one play you could do. Another, you can pot a Duality into, let's just say you had Ryza. So let's say it was Ryza, Ring of Destruction. And Torrential. You can, and then if you did pot a Duality, maybe you just want to go with some backfield, or you want to go with another Monarch. Now, no special summonings you can do, but you can soul exchange your opponent's monster, play one of your Monarchs, or any of the other choosing. So maybe you just want to set Book of Moon. Yeah, Cyber Dragon, Ryza. You Foolish Burial already to have your Treeborn Frog in the graveyard. So, okay, on your opponent's turn, they have a monster, Book of Moon their monster. Your draw was MST. You have no backfield. So, Treeborn Frog was in your graveyard, you could special summon Treeborn Frog. But let's say they did have some back row, let's just say one, you would MST their card. MST the backfield. No Solemn Strikes, no Solemn Warning was ever made during the time also. No Quaking Mirror Force, no Storming Mirror Force, anything like that. It was not made during the turn, during that time. And then of course, you would tribute, play your Ryza. No Ghost Ogre, no Ash Blossom was made at that time. No Evac Bailers until later on in the game. They did make Evac Bailers. None of that was played during that time. None of it was made. So your draw was made during that time. And I believe Solemn Judgment, but I think it was banned at some point. So that was made. So yeah, you could have gone your Monarchs, or let's just, and then Dark Hole and Raigeki were banned at the time. So maybe they Torrential tributed, so they would go away. Cyber Dragon, and you drew into maybe Cyborg. So you had your choice of, you want to bring out again Treeborn Frog, or you can go, they have monsters, Cyber Dragon, tribute, Cyborg. Or just a simple thing, you had a back row, like okay, let's just say Bond the Strap Hole you also had in your hand. You want to set it. Now okay, you do have something in the spell and trap card zone, so you cannot bring out Treeborn Frog. But you can, what I just did, Cyber Dragon, tribute, Cyborg. So, bottomless trap holder monster. Maybe I just are confident and you went first. So a combo thing, let's just say these two were in your hand. Jester Confident, Special Summon, Tribute, Distalos. Distalos, you choose one card from your opponent's hand. Now if you went first and you took out a card, they're gonna start with 5 cards, not the 6 card, because you took out one of their cards. And hopefully it was, you took out, okay, a monster they needed. Or let's just say they had their Mirror Force, which was allowed only once. So if you took out their Mirror Force, they don't have Mirror Forces they can do. So that was one way. Also, when Gravekeeper was out, when flipped, special summon another one. So that was good defense right there. Then you would tribute possibly your Gravekeeper, the one that's in attack mode, to play a Monarch, and you still had a good defense. Now basically during the time also, there were not a lot of big cards. There were no monsters that could say can do damage to you. So that was another thing. Then if you wish to, you get a level eater, level eat a Monarch. So your Grand Monarch would be a level 5, special, tribute, Borg. So all my cards like the Cyber Dragon, Spies, Jester Confident, Plague Spreader, level eat. These were all ways of just helping me bring out Monarchs. And I ran that many Monarchs just because I love the Monarchs. And a lot of people hated me because I kept on playing. Yeah, you just have so many Monarchs in your hand, so you would just tribute, play a Monarch. Tribute, play a Monarch. Tribute, play a Monarch. So I kept on doing it over and over and over again. And even if they were destroyed, Pot of Dualities, Soul Exchange their monsters. And then again, you used so many already. Pot of Avarice. Bring your Monarchs back. So it's like, you never really wasted all your Monarchs. And I just kept on doing it over and over and over again. And that's why people just hated going against me. Especially some friends of mine that I used to play with. They just hated me because I kept on doing this. Then of course, your main helper right here. Tribute, Monarch. Tribute, Monarch. And then of course your Book of Moon or monster. Maybe just a Synchro you want to Book of Moon. Now during the time, Book of Moon, you could Book of Moon their monsters because most of their monsters did not say they cannot be targeted. Not like right now. So yeah, that's just the way my old Monarch deck was at the time. And the rules were different, not like how it is now with the link format now. This was all still the normal kind of way, but I think Monarchs at the time was that powerful. And that's the way I ran my Monarch deck. So I thought I'd show you this. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Like, comment, subscribe. Show you more deck profiles later. Peace.